بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this clip, I want to explain the meanings of this great surah of the Quran. For non-Muslims, this is the verses which we recite in our prayers. As for the first verse, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, all praise and thanks are for Allah, the Lord of all creations. Well, all praise and thanks, Alhamd. This word, Alhamd, is only used to describe with love and honor someone who is with complete perfection of self, attributes, and actions. So Allah is perfect in His self, His attributes, and His actions. This praising, however, must be with a condition. It must be made with love and honor. Scholars say that simply describing someone with perfection is not called hamd. Rather, in that case, it would only be called madh, which is a lesser degree of praise or admiration. In Arabic, it is only called hamd if that praise was associated with real love and honor. The word Lord includes three main descriptions: the creator, the owner, and the controller of all affairs. So He is the creator of all that exists, the owner of all that exists, and the controller of everything. In Islam, we acknowledge both positions of Allah. First, we acknowledge that He is the Lord who creates, owns, and controls everything. Secondly, we acknowledge that because He is the only one who has such attributes, no one except Him deserves to be the God. Note that some other religions do acknowledge Him as the Lord, but yet they do not acknowledge Him as the only God. In this phrase, we are saying, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. We Muslims recite at least 5 times a day the most principal value of Islam, that Allah is both the only Lord and the only God. He is the Lord of all creations. Rabbul Alameen. In Arabic, Al-Alameen means the entire existence. Scholars say it refers to anything and everything other than Allah. So Allah is the God and the Lord of everything. If you contemplate, indeed you shall determine that in every form of creatures and creations there is a sign indicating the existence of its creator. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the most merciful, the bestower of all mercy. The Ar-Rahman, the most merciful, refers to one of Allah's names and descriptions. The bestower of all mercy, Ar-Rahim. This is another description and name of Allah. Ar-Rahman means the one who has all expansive mercy, and Ar-Rahim is the one who bestows and is the source of mercy. So Ar-Rahman refers to the description and Ar-Rahim refers to the action. Maliki Yawm al-Din, the owner of the day of recompense. Maliki Yawm al-Din. This verse contains another description of Allah, that He is the owner of Yawm al-Din, which refers to the day of judgment, where creations are recompensed or rewarded. This verse can also be read as the king of the day of judgment. This means that from that day onwards, there will be no sign of kingdoms or ownerships except that owned by Allah. On that day, there will be no other decision maker. Our destiny is what He decides. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. You alone, إياك. This is a case when the direct object becomes before the verb. In Arabic grammar, when the direct object comes before the verb, it gives a sense of restriction. So the meaning would be, we don't worship anyone or anything except you alone. إياك نعبد. The word worship, نعبد, includes doing everything that Allah commands and avoiding everything that Allah prohibits. Whoever does not comply with His commands and avoid what He have made forbidden shall not be considered a true worshipper and a servant. Rather, a worshipper is a person who obeys the one who he worships and complies with what he legislates. However, it is not possible to fulfill all of these duties without the help and assistance of Allah. Thus, we ask Allah, and from you alone we seek help. وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Seeking help is a request of assistance. The action of worshipping Allah and asking for His assistance has been associated with each other in many other verses in the Noble Quran. This is because worshipping Allah could not be completely established except with asking for His assistance, assigning efforts to Him, and relying on Him. Asking such a great request from Allah in our prayers is a sign of how important worshipping Allah is and to what extent we are needing that. For us, this is the only approach that gets us to the rewards which Allah promised. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Guide us to the straight path. The path, as-sirat, is the way. The meaning of guide us refers to the guidance of revealing to us the right path, as well as the guidance of sustaining our directions within it. So by reciting guide us to the straight path, we are asking Allah for the beneficial knowledge, which is the guidance to the path, and we are asking for the righteous actions, which is the guidance within the path. Al-Mustaqim. The straight path is the correct, undeviated path. In the next verses, Allah clarifies what is exactly the desired straight path. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. The path of those you bestowed grace upon. Allah specified who He refers by those in another verse in the Noble Quran, in Surat Al-Nisa. He says, وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ. And whoever obeys Allah and the Messenger, then they will be with those Allah bestowed grace upon. So the only condition to be with those that Allah bestowed grace upon is to obey Allah and His last messenger, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which has taught us what Allah commands and what He prohibits. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم. The path of those you bestowed grace upon, not of those who earned anger upon themselves. Those who earned Allah's anger by their own actions are those who know the truth. They know the right path, but yet do not act according to it. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. The path of those you bestowed grace upon, not of those who earned anger upon themselves, nor of those who are astray. ولا الضالين. Astray, or simply people who lost the path. Those are people who are in contrary to those who earned anger upon themselves. Those people are trying to do good deeds, but not in compliance with the truth. For us Muslims, this verse emphasizes on the importance of learning Islamic knowledge, so that we only act in accordance with the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, which Allah referred to as the straight path.